You were not meant to find this message by accident. Time itself has guided you here because the hour is darker than you realize. Something unseen moves in the shadows around you, watching, waiting, preparing. This is not paranoia. This is not fear without cause. This is a warning from realms beyond your understanding. 30 minutes. That's all it takes for destiny to shift. For everything you thought was safe to crumble beneath the weight of unseen hands. Archangel Michael speaks now because heaven has seen what you cannot. Forces gather, cloaked not just in darkness but in ancient malice. They know your name. They know where you live. They have been watching you through mirrors, through windows, through dreams you thought were nothing but restless nights. Their time is almost upon you. But so is mine. Your life balances on the edge of a blade sharpened by choices you've made and battles you didn't even realize you were fighting. This is the final countdown. Not a song, not a metaphor. A spiritual reality tightening around. Your home, your heart, and your future. You think you're alone, but you're not. Heaven is closer than your breath. The darkness is closer than your shadow. I have been sent to speak these words before it's too late. There is no safety in silence. There is no refuge in ignorance. Wake up. Prepare yourself. Open your eyes to the war that wages just beyond the veil. What comes next will test you, but it will not break you if you stand strong. Archangel Michael says they are coming. But so am I. The darkness never arrives. With a roar. It does not announce itself with thunder or lightning. It seeps in quietly, like water beneath a locked door, unnoticed until the floor beneath your feet is soaked in fear. The first sign is always subtle, and it is always dismissed. A shadow where none should be. A cold breath on the back of your neck when the room is empty. The feeling that you are being watched because you are. What I speak of is not superstition. It is not the imagination running wild. This is how evil begins its work through small cracks in the armor of your mind and spirit. You will hear footsteps when no one walks. You will see shapes in the corners of your eyes that vanish when you turn your head. Your devices will flicker. Your lights will fail and your nights will become longer than your days. These are not random events. They are invitations. Invitations for fear to take root. For doubt to spread like rot through your soul. The darkness feeds on fear. It grows stronger with every heartbeat you waste wondering if it's real. I have watched. Many fall at this first sign. They laugh it off. They call it coincidence. But soon their laughter fades and they are left in silence so thick it feels like hands tightening around their throat. These forces do not crave your death. Not yet. They crave your surrender. They want you to open the door willingly to let them in under the false comfort of disbelief. Your home is no longer just wood and stone. It is a battleground. The walls you sleep behind are now thin as paper to what lurks outside. Even now they press their faces to the glass, studying you. Even now they whisper through keyholes and cracks beneath the door. Listen closely and you will hear them calling your name. It begins with your sleep. Rest becomes restless. dreams twist into nightmares. You wake at the same time every night. The hour when the veil between worlds is thinnest. 3 a.m. They choose this time because your defenses are at their lowest. You stir. You turn on the light. But you cannot shake the feeling that something is watching from the corner just beyond the reach of the bulb's glow. Animals sense them before you do. Your dog growls at empty corners. Your cat stares into the darkness with eyes wide and unblinking. Birds fall silent when they pass. Technology falters. Phones die. Screens glitch with faces not your own. These are not accidents. These are messages, warnings. Yet most people ignore them. They invite the darkness deeper with indifference. They mock what they do not understand until it is too late to laugh. They turn off the light thinking nothing waits for them in the dark. They are wrong. The first sign of darkness is not meant to terrify you. It is meant to wake you. You are not defenseless. You are not abandoned. But you are required to act. You must fortify your spirit as you would your home. You must call upon protection not found in locks and alarms, but in faith and vigilance. I am Michael, charged with watching the battle unfold. I have seen the end of those who dismiss the warnings. I have also seen the triumph of those who stand firm, who recognize that these signs are not omens of defeat, but of opportunity. An opportunity to turn back the tide before it swallows you whole. Light is your weapon. Prayer is your shield. The name of the Almighty is the fortress they cannot breach. Speak it aloud. Cast out the whispers. Cover your home in words of truth and righteousness. Do not wait for the second sign. Do not hesitate when the first arrives. This is your moment to choose who you are. Prey or warrior. Archangel Michael says, the first sign is upon you. Recognize it, rebuke it, or prepare to face what comes next alone. You must understand this truth. Not all who watch you do so with human eyes. There are shadows that do not belong to walls or passing clouds. There are watchers who walk without footsteps, who breathe without lungs, who hunger not for food but for fear. They are the ones standing silently outside your home, waiting, always waiting. It begins when you feel eyes upon you though no one is there. You turn, expecting to find someone watching, but you find only emptiness. Or so you think. The shadows do not reveal themselves to everyone at once. They are patient. They study. They watch how you live, how you sleep, how you pray, or how you don't. These watchers are ancient, older than your buildings, older than your streets, older even than the names you use to describe them. They have observed humanity from the corners of creation, stepping forward only when the darkness within a soul matches the darkness outside. Their purpose is singular. To infiltrate, to influence, to devour. Look closer at your life. The patterns are there. The places where light fades too quickly. The mirrors that seem colder than they should be. The dreams where faces appear you've never met but somehow know your name. These are not coincidences. These are visitations. The shadow watches because it seeks a doorway. And fear is the key. You feel it strongest when you are alone. That chill on your spine is not from the air. It is a breath you cannot see. They gather where fear lingers. Hospitals, abandoned houses, graveyards, but also bedrooms, offices, schools. They gather where the spirit weakens and hope fades. Do not be deceived by their silence. Their patience does not mean mercy. They are bound by laws ancient and cruel. They cannot enter where they are not invited. But watching is allowed. They peer through cracks, through mirrors, through dreams. They stand beside your bed when you cannot sleep. They hover behind you when you look into darkened hallways. They whisper in voices too faint for the ear but heavy on the heart. Their whispers are poison, doubt, despair, temptation. You're alone. No one will help you. It's too late. These are not your thoughts. They are seeds planted by the shadows left to grow. They bloom into fear and fear opens the door. I have watched these watchers from beyond. I know their hunger. They crave not just your ruin, but your surrender. They want you to believe you are powerless. They want you to forget the strength of light, the power of truth, the might of faith. Archangel Michael says, there comes a moment when warnings cannot be whispered anymore. When the hour grows too late and the shadows stretch too far, I must speak plainly. This is that moment. Listen carefully, for these words are not meant to frighten you. They are meant to save you. The darkness is no longer outside. It circles closer. Its hands press upon the walls of your home. Its breath fogs the glass of your windows. It hungers for entry and soon it will try to force its way inside. You must understand this. Evil respects no borders unless they are drawn by faith, spoken by authority, sealed in light. This is not a time to be silent. This is a time to stand. Heaven has sent warnings throughout time through dreams, through signs, through messengers cloaked in words you may not have understood until now. The shadows have been watching, yes, but so have we. Every step you take, every doubt you entertain has been measured by both sides, and now you stand at the threshold where choices carry the weight of eternity. The enemy works in whispers first, then in terror. If you ignore the whispers, terror will follow. It will wear faces you know, voices you trust, disguises so perfect you'll question your sanity. That is how deception works, not with violence at first, but with slow corrosion. One lie after another until the truth becomes unrecognizable. I have seen this unfold in thousands of lives. The spirits of fear, of despair, of confusion are not random afflictions. They are sent, assigned. They infiltrate through weakness, through bitterness, through anger unrepented, and wounds unhealed. You may think you are immune because you light candles, say prayers, attend services. But what matters now is not ritual. It is authority. It is faith living and breathing within you like fire, not smoldering embers of habit. When the shadows gather, when the unseen knock at your door, words alone will not save you. You must speak with Conviction, with the authority granted to you by the Almighty. I am Michael, commander of hosts, and I tell you this, stand in fear and you give them ground. Stand in faith and you push them back into the void from which they came. I have been sent to remind you. You do not fight alone. Hosts stand ready. The heavens watch. The Almighty listens. But you must act. You must claim the protection offered. Wield the sword given. Speak the words gifted. No angel can force you to believe. No sword can strike for you if your heart invites defeat. This is the archangel's warning. Prepare yourself. Watch the signs. Do not sleep through this battle thinking it will pass you by. Darkness does not skip a house because the lights are on. It passes only when the spirit inside burns brighter than any flame outside. Raise your voice. Strengthen your faith. Cleanse your home. Guard your thoughts. Rebuke the darkness and trust this. Heaven does not abandon those who call for its defense, but heaven acts when you act. The time of waiting is over. Archangel Michael says, the hour draws near. Your faith is your shield. Your words are your weapon. Stand now or fall forever. The clock is ticking. The final hour approaches. You may not hear it, but heaven does. Every second that passes draws the veil thinner, draws the shadows closer, draws your spirit to a decision it cannot avoid. This is no longer about warnings or signs. This is about survival, about standing unshaken as darkness claws at the edges of your life. You felt it growing, haven't you? The weight in the room that has no source. The sudden chill despite the warmth of the air. The flicker of lights. The distortion of sounds. The creeping dread that tightens around your heart in the silence of night. They are no longer watching from a distance. They are pressing in. This is the hour where their patience ends and their hunger sharpens. You must understand what is at stake. This is not merely about your home, your safety, your body. This is about your soul. The final hour is a test not of how much you know, but of how firmly you stand. The shadows have waited for weakness. Now they will try to break you. They will whisper that you are abandoned. They will show you visions of defeat. They will cloud your mind with fear so thick it feels like drowning. But you are not alone. You have never been alone. I have been sent to remind you of this truth. The darkness surrounds, but light dwells within. Fear whispers, but faith roars louder. The shadows press in, but heaven stands behind you. Sword drawn, shield raised, ready to strike the first blow. If you will, but stand. Prepare yourself now, for this hour demands action. Guard your mind. Cast out thoughts of despair, of fear, of weakness. Speak truth aloud even when your heart trembles. Fortify your home. Anoint your doors, your windows, your thresholds with words of power, not superstition, but scripture. Declare aloud that no evil shall cross the boundary you set. Strengthen your spirit. Do not falter in prayer. Do not give up because you feel weary. This weariness is part of the attack. Push through it. Speak even when your voice shakes. Sing even when your heart doubts. The light you kindle will drive back darkness more powerfully than any blade. The final hour will not pass without confrontation. You may see shadows move. You may hear voices call. You may feel the weight of unseen hands pressing down upon you. Stand your ground. Speak my name. Call upon the authority given to you through faith, through truth, through the Almighty's promises. They fear light. They flee from truth. They tremble at the words of power written long before they existed. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? These are not just words. They are weapons forged in eternity. Use them. Know this. They will try to strike terror into your heart because terror opens doors. Do not give them the satisfaction. Stand firm. Rebuke them aloud. Call them by their name. Lies, fear, despair, deceit. They are spirits without right. Without claim, unless you grant it. Do not surrender what belongs to the light. I have seen the victories of those who stand. I have witnessed the fall of shadows at the feet of those who refuse to bow. You are not weak. You are not helpless. You are a child of light called to stand in this hour, not to fall beneath it. When the final moment comes, when the air thickens and the night seems endless, remember this. You are surrounded by forces unseen. Warriors of light stand ready. I am among them. I am with you. We do not fail. We do not retreat. We do not abandon those who refuse to abandon themselves. Archangel Michael says, the hour is here. The battle is upon you. But fear not. For those who stand in light, victory is already written. Type Amen. To support our channel, please subscribe our channel and turn on bell notification.